daily game plan for success. It's Sacks in the Morning. Steve Sacks.
Hi, Steve Sacks here with Sacks in the Morning. Happy Wednesday to everybody. This has been a fun week, and we're talking about baseball stories, good-feeling baseball stories. And today we're going to talk about one that was written by Adam Berry of MLB.com. This is an amazing story. If you felt like that you've had some tough going, if you had to traverse some tough terrain in the game of life, well, I'm telling you what, this one today is something to behold. And this is about Tyler Zombro for the Durham Bulls. And as he was scaling the mound a few days ago, players and coaches from the Bulls and the Norfolk Tides poured out on both dugouts and made their way onto the field. And as they stood there and cheered, all for the same reason, celebrating the mere fact that Tyler Zombro was about to pitch. Now, last June 3rd, Zombro was pitching for AAA Durham against the same Norfolk team when he was struck in the right side of his head, just above his ear, by a 104-mile-per-hour line drive off the bat of Brett Cumberland. He underwent emergency brain surgery that night at Duke University Hospital, a 2.5-hour procedure that left him with 16 plates and 36 screws, stabilizing his skull. Now, Zombro is back, his full-circle comeback complete. This 27-year-old right-hander worked around a leadoff double in a scoreless second inning for the Bulls in this game, his first regular season appearance since the terrifying incident that unfolded last summer. That's been one of the moments that certainly hit him the hardest, he said in an emotional phone interview. Between that and obviously speaking to the Durham manager, Brady Williams, and talking with Cumberland, who hit the baseball, there have been a lot of emotions. But I think it all came full circle and definitely was a symbol of me completing the journey to be back and performing in AAA. Remember, AAA, folks, this is the next step, just one step below competing at the big league level. So it's not just guys that are trying to get there. These are guys that are due to play in the big leagues. That's the level of competition that he's performing at now after coming back from all the plates in his head, 16 plates, 36 screws. I mean, the emotions, if you can imagine, of just not only living and being able to go through day-to-day life stuff, but this guy's pitching back in AAA. I mean, it's unconscionable, the road that he's gone through. So if you can imagine having your skull busted up like this, not only that, but the mental aspect of it, of being able to complete that journey physically, but mentally having to go back there 60 feet 6 inches away and facing some of these guys that are trying to tear the cover off the ball. You know, do you think there might be a little bit of reticence about him? Maybe a little bit of a twitch of, maybe I shouldn't stand out here in this mound or whatever. Every time he lets the ball go, I mean, does he covering up? There's so many things that this guy's had to deal with. I can't imagine being a pitcher and facing down the barrel of some of these guys that are trying to tear the cover off the ball after what he went through. And he's still out there. He comes back, and he's back to pitching. Wow, that's a story in and of itself. So this takes on a lot of different avenues, if you will, because after this traumatic moment last June, he grinded through 2 months of speech therapy, occupational therapy, and physical therapy. He eventually got to continue parts of his rehab at the Durham Bulls Athletic Park, and this journey was inspiring and motivating all of his AAA teammates. I mean, can you imagine how that galvanized this team and brought everybody together? It's one thing when you're cheering for your teammates that's going through a slump. I mean, everybody knows everybody. You're with them like you're one of your family. You're actually with the guys on the team more than you are your normal family throughout the course of a season. When they're going through slumps, you kind of feel for them. You know the wives, you know the kids. But going through something like this and having him come back and play, I mean, the emotions that it brings out in everybody on this team has got to be amazing. So in scope, I think you can look at this story about Tyler Zombro and know that we're all pulling for a guy like this, that baseball can maybe metaphorically be used in your life. If you're finding something that's pretty daunting that you're trying to overcome, you can get there. And I think the bottom line is don't ever underestimate the power of the human spirit. And that's my short for today. If you like what you heard, give us a positive review, subscribe, and share. Also, don't forget to go to our website at sacksinthemorning.com if you want to get into the swag store. Hit the shop button, and believe me, it's all there for you. Hats, mugs, tumblers, V-necks, visors, you name it. Go take advantage of the swag store at sacksinthemorning.com.